Well, hello, you wonderful humans, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Stories 2. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get one of the best monsters that you can get early in Monster Hunter Stories 2, and that is Tigrex. Tigrex was one of the best monsters in Monster Hunter Stories 1, and will continue to be an absolute powerhouse in Monster Hunter Stories 2. There's a few specific things that you need to do to acquire this lovely creature, and you can't find it in normal dens, so you have to specifically find it within the world. Tigrex is a Rarity 5 Monstie of the Speed type, and it does have some great actions with dash and ivy climb as well, allowing you to get extra items when you're exploring throughout the world. So it's a very great monster to have. Now, not only is its riding actions very good, but its basic stats are great as well. It's got decently high HP, speed, and crit rate, and better yet, its elemental stats are also pretty good across the board for using this as an attack type monster. So it is one of the best monsters to get, and you're going to absolutely love this thing. And this is what the egg looks like. It's orange and blue. Now, before we get into the location and taking down Tigrex, I do want to cover some basics that are going to help you out a lot with this. Tigrex is actually a very powerful monstie, and you will be able to take it down at a lower level. The lowest level that I've taken it down so far is level 14, but there are a few things that you're going to want to do to achieve this. I highly recommend using some adamant charms if you can, and definitely activating that for the battle, and using the highest level defense equipment that you currently have, and also making sure to bring a ton of life soots and stuff like that so you can heal both you and your other party members at the same time. Your main obstacle to getting Tigrex at a lower level is actually your NPC party members that you have in the Alcala Highlands. That's Alwyn and Legiana. They can easily be one-shot by Tigrex, making it difficult, and your main priority is just really keeping them and yourself alive throughout the battle. Now, Tigrex is easy to find, and if you just leave the main town here and follow this road down, you'll see Tigrex just off the road here, and Naviru will actually alert you to a royal monster in the area. Now, royal monsters are very difficult monsters that are out in the wild. You can find these in various locations throughout Monster Hunter Stories 2. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into this. I'm not using the perfect monstie for this. You're going to want to use probably like a power monstie starting off, but we'll get into all of the movesets of Tigrex, and we just want to come in here from the back and get a nice little back attack going on. A bow is great for fighting this. Now, if you break the legs, you'll obviously get some extra parts, but breaking the head will cause a knockdown as well. So I'm going to focus on the head here to start off with. I want to actually see how the bow does against the head. All right, so we are going to want to use a sword for the head itself, but you can use the bow or hammer for the feet if you so desire. Now, Tigrex is going to start off by using speed attacks. You're going to want to be using technical attacks against him until he enrages. And the enrage is when things are going to get pretty difficult, because he does so much damage, he's going to one-shot your monsties and allies very easily. Let's see how Frostfang here holds up against the Tigrex's next attack. Thankfully, we're doing a decent amount of damage to it. We are going to want to make sure to use a paintball at the end here. So this wasn't even one of the strong attacks, and it already took away half of the life of Frostfang, which is stronger than the monsties you're going to use in the Alcala Highlands in your party. Now, Tigrex is about to use Rock Shooter, which is one of his higher damage attacks out of his rage mode. So let's see who he hits, and just to show off how much damage it's actually going to do so you can be better prepared when you experience this for yourself. Not too bad. If he hits us, it's not so bad, but if he hits your party members, it's usually going to be pretty close to a one-shot. This is where things start getting spicy. Tigrex is now enraged. He's going to start using power moves, so we're going to counter this with speed, and hopefully everything will go according to plan. He will also start double attacking at this point, so I really should have probably healed up myself and the other creature here at this time as well. But it looks like I lived through that. Snow spray is coming in, which should do a decent amount of damage. And will he do a double attack? No, we're good. Perfect. Now, once Tigrex is getting closer to actually fainting, you can tell when it starts drooling from the mouth and acting a little bit different than it was at the beginning of the fight. But the drool from the mouth is definitely when you can tell, because you won't be able to see the HP when you fight it for the first time. Once the drool is coming out, go ahead and switch over and throw a paintball at it, which is going to increase the chance of it retreating back to a den so we can actually acquire the egg. Even at this point, still pretty dangerous, especially if it enrages just before you kill it. So just play it nice and safe. Make sure you've got that paintball on there and then go in for the kill. And hope that it retreats at the end. Let's see, Tigrex. You gonna go ahead and retreat for us, baby? There we go. Perfect. Now all we gotta do is follow it to its den and acquire some eggs. Now, the den should be right next to where you took it down, and this is also a great way of farming XP. Once you can take it down relatively easily, you're going to get a ton of XP for taking down royal monsters. Now, once we do get this egg, we're going to get into the rite of channeling and putting genes on there, because I know a lot of people have been asking a lot of questions about genes in the game, and we will absolutely be covering that as well. Well, let's see if we get lucky here. Hoping for a rainbow egg if possible, but I'll definitely settle for a gold. So here we go with our first egg. And if you want just to play it safe, you can just take this first egg. You really don't have to dig for a gold if you don't want to, you know, gamble a little bit. Now, so far, I have not been able to find any Tigrex egg in a den, and the only way I've been able to get one is to fight it in the wild in that spot, send it back to its den, and then get the eggs from there. And you can repeat that as many times as you want. Now let's go ahead and check out all of the equipment that you can get from Tigrex, and then we'll get into the genes and how you want to use the rite of channeling with this particular creature. So we've definitely got some nice armor here, but you won't be able to use this armor until you get a couple pieces of material, specifically bones, that you can get in the next region. You'll need 4 points of those, but the armor itself is pretty darn good. We've got hammer focus, potential, and head-to-head master medium on here. And then if we go to weapons, they are particularly powerful. We've got the Tiger Jawblade with 85 base damage, the Tiger Archer with 77 base damage with Pierce and Power Coating, and then we have the Striped Striker with 92 base damage, 2% crit rate, but with Blastfire Chaser on here, which is pretty good. The weapons are, you know, pretty darn good. So let's start getting into genes, and one thing that I want to look at here is our elemental stats. Now, naturally, Tigrex has high non-elemental damage, so we can go for a non-elemental build here, or we can boost up something like Dragon, because we do have some good Dragon genes that we could push onto this particular monster. Now, there are 21 random genes that you can get on Tigrex, and some of these are very good, like Critical Eye Large. You can get Protection Large as well. Might Gene L is another magnificent one, and these are things that you'll have to farm up, like Vicious L, Harmony, and Iron Wall. These are genes that you can get on like gold and rainbow eggs, so if you really want to farm up Tigrex, these are some great skills to be looking for. So we're going to do a couple different things to our Tigrex here during the rite of channeling. I want to go for a non-elemental damage build with this right now, because that's the most of the genes that I currently have. This is definitely like an end game kind of thing when you have a lot of different creatures with a lot of really good skills. But we do have this non-elemental attack boost skill on this Nargacuga here, which slightly boosts non-elemental attack damage. And I want to go ahead and put this on to our Tigrex here. So what we can do is we can actually select this Nargacuga, and we'll be able to pick this skill up and put it literally anywhere we want to select our bingo, which is so much better than Monster Hunter Stories 1, because we can put it anywhere now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this gene right here, which is going to give us a power bingo as well. So at some point in time, we want to add a really good power move to this if we're going to stick with some power bingo bonuses. But I do have a couple other skills to put on here to further increase our non-elemental damage. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're doing the rite of channeling, it will consume the creature that you have channeled that ability into. So it's something that you can only do one time. Now, if we go to this great Jaggy that we've also got non-elemental attack boost medium. So right now it shows our non-elemental damage at 171, and let's see what this increases to with this additional skill. So now that we put it in this particular spot, we're getting a 10% damage increase to our non-elemental damage, plus the skill for the non-elemental attack boost. So this should be pretty good. So this gives you a little bit of an idea how to start planning out your genes and your bingos. So right now we've got bonuses to non-elemental damage and to our power attack damage. So I put an additional non-elemental power attack on here just to have it in case I really want to do some extra damage here. So regardless of which way you decide to put the genes for Tigrex, it is a great monstie. And I do hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to slap that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one.